Hello everybody and welcome back. For those of you that haven't watched the video I published earlier today featuring the best anomalies I've discovered on Mars for 2024, Happy New Year to all of you. This is a shortened version. All the anomalies I'll be featuring in this top 30 for 2024 are also in the longer feature length video. So this is a video for those of you that don't have the time to watch an over 2 hour long video. So here we go, folks, the top 30 anomalies and artifacts for 2024. First up, we're looking at photographs taken by the Mars Global Surveyor. The anomaly we'll be analyzing in this one is this strange feature that looks like a lake surrounded by potential vegetation. This photograph was taken in 1999, 11:05. There's the photograph downloaded from the NASA website. This site is located at approximately 78 degrees, 26 minutes south, 68 degrees, 24 minutes east. So here we're looking at a high-def upscale of that strange surface feature. It measures approximately 1 kilometer long on the right-hand side. The very smooth, shiny surface. It looks just like a lake. We'll be taking a look at the row of anomalies there to the right, and then the possible vegetation around the potential lake. So there's that row of smaller similar parts, and they're spaced about 25 meters apart. So we're looking at the strange branches or roots or vines. These look like trees photographed from above without leaves. These parts cross over each other. Doesn't look like typical venting and then freezing of I think it's CO2. This looks more like organic material, like life forms. It reminds me of that huge explosion that happened in Tunguska in Russia that flattened all those trees. It looks like that. It's very weird. Then we'll be having a look at these huge dark spots in this photograph. It was acquired in 1999, 10 and 19. And there's the photograph downloaded from the NASA site. It's located at approximately 82 degrees, 2 minutes south, 76 degrees, 17 minutes east. Right, here we're looking at an upscale, one of those dark patches, and again, looks like some type of plant or tree. It's about 600 meters wide, so it's huge, folks. There's another one that we're zooming in on. This is approximately 600 meters wide. And I'll compare it to trees photographed here on Earth. This is a top-down view. Up next, anomalies and artifacts photographed by the Mars Reconnaissance orbiter, context as well as high-rise camera. So the first photograph is called Hellespontus Region Dune Field. acquired on the 15th of September 2007 at a resolution of 27.4 centimeters per pixel. The image I cropped from this JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low res black and white. Right, so we'll be zooming in on the item located to the bottom of the photograph. You can use the scale indicator to give you an idea of how big this item is. So I would say that's 20, 10, so that disc is about 6 to 8 meters wide. And it's got perfect symmetry and geometry to it. Check this shape. And it seems to be embedded in what used to be mud. Right, the next photograph, Proctor Crater Dune Gullies, acquired on the 26th of February 2019 at 25.2 centimeters per pixel. And I cropped the image I'm going to show you from the JP2 black and white map projected file. There's a look at the terrain in the low res black and white. So the site is located inside Proctor Dune Field at approximately 47 degrees 44 minutes south, 30 degrees 40 minutes east. And we'll be zooming in on the item located here to the right. And I would say that there we've got 20, 10. So that there's about 9 to 10 meters in diameter. And it's a perfect dome. Check it, the perfect symmetry and geometry to this dome, guys. This is from the context camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance orbiter. This photograph was taken in 2008, 0706. And we'll be zooming in on the part over there. The site we're looking at is located over there, folks, at roughly 29 degrees, 15 minutes north, 19 degrees, 16 minutes west. We have Sardinia Mensa over here to the top and North Vallis over here to the south. So we're going to be looking at the huge dome inside that circular depression. The dome is approximately 300 meters in diameter. So let's take a close-up look. Check this out. Neatly in the center of that circular depression, we've got this perfect symmetrical and geometric dome. And it is huge, folks. It reminds me of those domes that they built in Antarctica, the Amundsen Scott domes. Could this be a structured dome, a habitat inside the circular depression? And then over here to the right, we have what looks like surface activity. I wonder if they did some surface mining over here, some type of operation. And then over here we've got what looked like piping. Check it, the square shapes here. Next one, Terra Serenum Crater Interior, 25 centimeters per pixel resolution. And the image I'm going to show you are cropped from the JP2 B and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low res black and white. So the site is located at roughly 56 degrees, 55 minutes south, 166 degrees, 9 minutes west. Right, so we're going to be zooming in on the item there, and it measures approximately 6 meters in diameter, and it's got a perfect shape to it. Look at the symmetry and geometry to this one. It's like a dome with a smaller disc right there in the center. I wonder if that could be some type of hatch on top of the dome. The next IRAS photograph is called Possible Olivine-Rich Terrain, acquired on the 17th of August 2008 at a resolution of 30.1 centimeters per pixel. And as usual, I cropped the image from the JP2 and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low-res black and white photograph. So we're looking at this area of here. The site is approximately at 47 degrees, 10 minutes north, 49 degrees, 30 minutes east. And we'll be zooming in on the item in the center, folks. It measures approximately, let's see, I've got 20 there, 10. So this is about 8 meters across. Get the strange sort of kidney shape to it. It's got some symmetry and geometry. Neat hole in the center, and then this curved part on the one side seems to ramp up onto the top. So spirals up. Pedestal crater in Utopia, Planitia. This photograph was acquired on the 27th of February 2016 at 30.7 centimeters per pixel. And I cropped the image from the JP2 and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low-res black and white photograph. So the site is over there, folks, at roughly 55 degrees, 51 minutes north, 77 degrees, 22 minutes east. Right, we'll be zooming in on the perfect rectangular block located to the top left. And it measures approximately, we've got 20, 10. So this is about 6 to 8 meters in length. Check it, the perfect shape to this. Nice straight edges, perfect right angles, smooth, flat surface. Neat, geometric and symmetrical block. One of the best I've seen on Mars. Right, the next photograph, USGS, Dune Database entry number 2592-602. This was acquired on the 30th of November 2018 at a resolution of 25 centimeters per pixel. And I cropped the image from the JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low-res black and white. And the site is located in this area at roughly 59 degrees, 58 minutes south, 101 degrees, 1 minute west in this region called Ionia Terra. Right, we're going to zoom in on the item there. So we've got 25 meters, 12. So that item there, let's take a closer look at it, is about 12 meters in length. And the reason why I chose this one is because of the strange layout of it. It's like this part on the left is like metal, sheet metal that's been bent over to get the 90-degree angle over here. This looks almost like the underside of a yacht or a boat, but isn't quite. I don't know what's going on here, but this is rather odd. It looks like sheet metal. Check there. It's slightly above the surface, like it's been bent over some type of construction or wreckage. Right, possible rootless cones in Hydrate's Chaos, acquired on the 19th of May 2009 at 54.8 centimeters per pixel resolution, and I cropped the image from the JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low-res black and white. So the site we're analyzing is right there at roughly 0 degrees, 14 minutes north, 33 degrees, 50 minutes west. Right, so we're going to zoom in on the surface feature right there in the center. And this whole part or feature measures approximately 40 meters long. It's got like this dark hole and then this strange web-like covering, like bracing. Could it be organic in nature? It looks like something that Mr. Giga would put together for one of the Aliens movies, right? This is very, very odd. Strange donut shape there. Small spherical object. And then there's another one of these donut shapes there, partial donut shape. So what the heck could this be? It looks like a sinuous type of feature. Next photograph, possible layering in block material in Hydrate's Chaos, acquired on the 4th of August 2009 at 54.9 centimeters per pixel resolution. And I cropped the image I'll show you from the JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low res. So the site is over there, folks, at roughly 2 degrees, 3 minutes north, 35 degrees, 55 minutes west. It's very close to the anomaly we just checked out. I'd say it's about 200 kilometers apart. So we're going to zoom in on the strange item over there, folks, and it measures approximately 10 meters in diameter. And it's got a peculiar shape to it. It looks almost like typical flying saucer, like the disc and then the dome on top, and it sort of crashed itself, embedded itself in the sand. I don't know what to make of that, folks. There's also some nice symmetry and geometry to that piece. The next photograph is simply called Crater Floor, acquired on the 30th of October 2024 at 49.7 centimeters per pixel. I cropped the image from the JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain, and the site is inside that circular depression at roughly 57 degrees 29 minutes south, 124 degrees 36 minutes west. And we'll be zooming in on the item to the top left. And if we use the scale indicator, we've got 35 meters there. That'll be about 16. So that's about 14 by 14 meters in size. The rectangular shape, it's got neat parallel similar parts running across the top, perpendicular to the edge, and it looks like bracing or ventilation, who knows? That there looks like a structure to me, folks. Field of transverse Aeolian ridges in Proctor Crater, acquired on the 19th of October 2011 at 50.5 centimeters per pixel. And as usual, I cropped the image from the JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low res. So the site is in Proctor again, folks, 47 degrees 41 minutes south, 31 degrees 0 minutes east. We'll take a closer look at the item located there, and it's about 20 meters in length. Look at the strange design. It looks almost like a boat, submarine. The whole, small part sticking out. Almost like a conning tower, who knows? And then the grid over here at the back. Get those similar parts. 4 of them. Neat little rectangular platform here at the back. So, who knows what that could be. Doesn't look like a typical rock or boulder, does it? Right, then we're looking at this photograph taken by the context camera in 2008, 0608. And we're going to look at the feature over here, folks. It's huge. So the site is in this area at 7 degrees, 9 minutes north, 148 degrees, 30 minutes east in Cerberus Palace. So the close-up reveals a nice symmetrical pyramid with 4 sides, flat top like a capstone that's missing, and each side at the base is between 2.5 to 3 kilometers in length. And there's a ramp or platform over here in the middle of this one side. So that can be compared to that pyramid in Teotihuacan. It says highly eroded. I speculate it was covered in water for a long time. It's covered in silt as well, potentially. Disrupted blocky outcrop in Cerberus Palace, acquired on the 1st of June 2010 at a resolution of 55.6 centimeters per pixel. And I'll be showing you a crop from this JP2 black and white map projected file. And there's a look at the terrain in the low-res black and white, and the anomaly is located right there. So we at 8 degrees 10 minutes north, 149 degrees 25 minutes east, close to the pyramid. Right, so each side of this surface feature measures between 25 to 30 meters in length. So 25 to 30 in length. It's got this wall-like structure and a circular structure on the inside. And I compare it to the structure we find here on Earth in Chanquillo, Peru. Very odd. This thing's got symmetry and geometry to it as well. Covered in sand over here to the bottom left. It's a pity. I'd love to have seen the wall. Let's have a look at anomalies photographed by the Rover Curiosity. The MER-A camera took this photograph on Sol 2356, 24th of March 2019. And we'll be looking at the item over here. Here it is, ultra close up, and I compare it to a sea urchin we find here on Earth. Get the texture on it, very similar. It's got these little bumps, rows of bumps, and then the hole. So possible shell on Mars. The MER-A camera took this photograph on Sol 33 in 97, 25th of February 2022. And we'll be looking at the item over there. Now I've corrected the color and I've rotated it 180 degrees to give you a better perspective. This to me looks like finger coral. Check. This is what we find here on Earth. Uncanny resemblance. Okay, the mast camera took this photograph on Sol 3385 on 2022-02-13, and we'll be looking at this item. Some of you have suggested this looks like a musical instrument. It looks highly machined. It's got precision to it. Very, very odd piece. Nothing else like it that I've seen on Mars yet. This isn't a typical boulder or rock. Definitely not, in my opinion. The left navigation camera took this photograph on Sol 1237 on 2016-01-29. And we're going to look at this small item over here. It looks like a rod with notches on it. With that, similar notches, equidistant, very, very odd. So it's about this long, 10 centimeters, difficult to say. There's no scale indicator to work with. The right navigation camera took this photograph on Sol 2446 on 2019-06-24. There's the photograph downloaded from the site, and we'll be zooming in on the strange item over there in the sky. Here's the high-res upscale, and it seems like there's another one way out in the distance there. So what are we looking at here? Could it be a bird? Very, very strange. The mast camera took this photograph on Sol 4391 on 2024-12-12. There's the original photograph. And yeah, I've removed the grid. And we'll zoom in on the perfect ball or sphere there. I'd say it's about as big as a tennis ball. I wonder if it's a cannonball. What would it be doing on Mars? It's very, very strange, folks. But yeah, look at that. Perfect spherical shape to it. Mastcam took this photograph on Sol 4205, 2024-06-04. And we'll be zooming in on the blocks over there, folks. Two very similar ones. Get the nice uniformity in the thickness of each. Straight edges and right angles. And then very smooth, flat surfaces. Mastcam took this on Sol 4362, 2024-11-13. And we'll be zooming in on the item over there. Check this out. Let's go for an ultra close-up. It looks like bamboo or like a stick. And see what look like segments to it. Also not a typical rock or boulder. Knows what that could be. Mastcam took this photograph on Sol 753, 2014-09-18. And we'll be looking at the item to the top left. Check this. It's like a totem shaped piece. Similar size. Spherical balls. I'd say that part there is about 20 to 30 centimeters long. Yeah, it looks very artificial. Straight edge over here as well. Totally out of place. Let's have a look at anomalies photographed by the Perseverance rover. So the right Mastcam Z camera took this photograph on Sol 907 on the 8th of September 2023. This neat item. It looks almost like an ashtray. Could be natural, but I thought I'd throw it in. It is really a beautiful item. I don't know how big it would be, probably about this big. Okay, the Watson camera took this on Sol 564, on 21 September 2022. And we'll be zooming in on the top right, and this looks like a little cylindrical or rod-like part. I'd say it's about 10 centimeters long. What the heck could it be? If you look quickly, it looks like a spent bullet cartridge. Left Navigation or NavCam took this photograph on Sol 1323 on the 9th of November 2024. Yeah, we're looking at the original photograph downloaded from the NASA site. Yeah, I've corrected the color. Let's take a closer look at that item and zoom in a little closer. What could it be, guys? Could it be something that's coming into land and the parachute's deploying? Or is it a triangular craft? Some of you have suggested. At the part over here at the back, the green part, looks like it's twisted. So what drifted past the rover? I haven't seen anything else like this. Let's have a look at the anomalies photographed by the Spirit rover. This panoramic photograph was taken in November 2005 on sols 672 to 677, specifically from 23 to 28 November 2005. There's the panoramic photograph. Let's zoom in on the items located there to the left. Check these. Let's go closer on this one. Looks like a face embedded in this part. 2 eyes and a nose. That there looks like a leg and a paw. So pareidolia, folks. But look at the symmetry. A face is so symmetrical. That to me looks like a face. And then on top of the potential head, there's these 2 parts. And then a couple of meters to the right, we've got this strange item. 2 pairs of similar items sticking out of this part, each on a similar piece. Right, let's zoom in on the item there in the center. Make a close-up look. It's got this, what I think is a perfect little opening, very symmetrical. And some of you have suggested there might be rivets going around the outer edge. So what are we looking at here? It definitely is an opening, but why is it so symmetrical? Doesn't look natural at all. To end off, I'd like to read a quote from Carl Sagan's book Cosmos. Carl Sagan passed away a couple of years ago. He was an American astronomer, planetary scientist, and science communicator. The part I want to read you reads as follows, I quote, "Intelligent life on Earth first reveals itself through the geometric regularity of its constructions. Now, if you look at the anomalies I've shown you in this video on Mars, aren't they very similar to anomalies we find here on Earth? Can we apply that quote to anomalies that we see on Mars? With lots of symmetry and geometry in the items I've shown you. So am I wrong if I say Carl Sagan's quote applies to anomalies on Mars as well? And then does it imply that there was intelligent design and manufacture of items on Mars? This is the question. So hopefully when we get to Mars, when people walk around there, they can go to these sites and we can go and check these things out for ourselves. And we can make sure we'll be able to see machine marks on the surfaces, we can do measurements, etc. We can do some excavations. Who knows, folks? I hope you enjoyed this shortened version of the best anomalies that I've discovered on Mars since late 2023 to the end of 2024. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next one soon. Cheers for now.